Ciao amici, I'm Master Leo Spizzirri, and today I've got an incredible recipe for you. This is gonna be for a gorgeous pizza sauce, and you're gonna be able to utilize all the fresh ingredients that come out like in the summertime. We're gonna be featuring a cherry tomato fire roasted sauce. So if you go to your local farmer's market, these are all around. I'm gonna show you how simple it is to do, so stick around and we're gonna go. "35 years, this never gets old." I'm using these gorgeous cherry tomatoes on the vine, and you can see how beautiful and red these are. These are gonna be like these sweet little cherry bombs. And I'm gonna take some beautiful olive oil. This is extra virgin olive oil from Sicily that I'm using, but go ahead and go to the grocery store, find the best olive oil that you can find. From here, I'm gonna take 1 clove of garlic. I'm giving that a smash, and with this is my scraper from my dough. You guys know, you've saw this in my channel, right? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give this a beautiful quick chop. Remember guys, this is like a rustic tomato sauce. You can make this any day of the week. It's super fast. You're gonna see, I'm gonna do it live for you right now. With this, I'm gonna take just a little bit of black pepper, couple turns of black pepper, and then finally, just a little bit of sea salt. This is fine sea salt, and I like to use fine sea salt because as this kind of, all this tomato juice comes out of these tomatoes, that salt is gonna dissolve in them and it's gonna be beautiful. I'm gonna give this just a beautiful little toss. Once in a while, you're gonna have Australia who doesn't wanna go into the fire. We get that, right? From here, the last thing I'm gonna do, let's not forget the oregano. This oregano on the branch comes from the town that I'm from in Calabria, Italy. This is Calabrian oregano on the branch. Sometimes you see like the guys in Sicily bring this in too, but if you can't find it, you probably won't find this at your grocery store. But those of you who have that wife of yours that orders every day off of Amazon, you can definitely get these on Amazon. These are going into a cast iron skillet here, right? From here, I'm just arranging. Ethan, come over here. I want you to see these. I want you to see this, these tomatoes as they are, just nice and marinated, really quick. I'm gonna take this just like it is. I'm gonna put this right now into my really hot oven. I'm gonna stop the oven rotation because I wanna take this second to place them almost directly in the center of this oven. As I'm starting this back up, what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna turn the burner up. I want a lot of this top heat. The top heat is what's gonna cause that blistering on top. Now, while this is in the oven, let's prep a couple more ingredients. I'm gonna make you a gorgeous Roman pizza. The Roman pizza started out, for all intensive purposes, as the original, let's call it flatbread, right? And this is gonna be kind of in that world of flatbread. I've got some spicy soppressata here, and what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna cut these into kind of like maybe, I would say about a 1/4 inch rounds. These 1/4 inch rounds, when I have this all done, I'm gonna cut them into matchsticks. This is gonna give me a really amazing texture on top without having these giant rings of soppressata. I'm gonna be able to scatter and distribute more of that spicy soppressata flavor on top over here. I'm gonna put these on this side so they're not in my buddy Ethan's way. Now, Ethan, come on over. Do you see what's happening inside? Look at how gorgeous this is. I've already just in these minute or two have all of that char right on top. This is gonna come out of this screaming hot oven, and I don't wanna burn my buddy Nate's beautiful cutting board that he made right here. Look at this. You want me to come all the way over there?
Tell me.
Oh, que sereis. Is that beautiful or what? You hear that noise? That's exactly what we want. I love this. Now, let's go. I'm gonna take this bowl that now, oregano, garlic, olive oil, everything's in here that we need. I'm going in with San Marzano tomatoes. These are from my buddies at Chow. I'm gonna put these whole peel San Marzano tomatoes in this bowl. And from here, just with my hands, you don't need any special tools, guys, super simple. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna start to smash these tomatoes with my fingers. While I'm smashing like this, let's multitask. I'm gonna take just a nice pinch of salt, put this on top so that we've got some seasoning. And the top of this, once I'm all done, you're gonna see I'm gonna really do something awesome. I'm gonna show you this method because in my travels going through Italy, I spent about 4 years in northern Italy in the beautiful city of Venice, right? In Veneto, the oldest pizza school in Italy, where I have a master's certification in all the styles from Italy, right? The stuff that I'm showing you how to do is legit. These are traditional recipes that you'd see every single day throughout Italy. And just because you're in maybe a small town in the United States doesn't mean that you can't cook to that same level. Now, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm just gonna wipe my hands here really quick, and I'm gonna show you how we're gonna finish this sauce. To this sauce, I'm gonna add just a little bit more oregano, okay? I'm gonna take a few leaves of basil right here. My favorite way when I have fresh basil, the way that we're gonna burst this together is to give this sauce a flavor of being like in August in the middle of your garden, right? I'm gonna take the basil, I'm smashing it with my fingers, and then I'm hand tearing this inside of my sauce. Because of this method that I'm using, all of those essential oils from inside of here are coming out. Now, my buddy Nate really loves garlic. So I told him, look, I promise you I'm gonna use a little bit more garlic in this. I've got a bunch of this garlic that's already roasted. Don't tell him, I'm not gonna put any fresh. I'm gonna now use this roasted garlic. Everything that's in this pan has to come out. How are we gonna do it? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take my little scraper just like this. Guys, I'm brave. I work in front of a 900,000 degree wood-fired oven all day long, but I'm not touching this cast iron with my hands, and I suggest that you don't either, okay? I'm gonna get all of these beautiful bits now. This garlic is beautiful and roasted to the point where it's brown on the outside, but it's just started to get soft in the middle. This over here is one of those things that, what's the bonus round? The bonus round is that everybody wants to tell me about, Leo, I'm in America, you make these tomato sauces that are Italian, whole peel tomatoes. I don't want a tomato flavor. Sometimes they say, oh, Leo, your tomatoes taste too tomatoey. Like, what does that even mean, too tomatoey? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a splash of balsamic vinegar. This is really good balsamic vinegar from Modena, which is known as the capital of balsamic vinegar, right? That and Ferraris. Stop. We don't have to say it anymore. This is the top of the mountain. I'm gonna put maybe about a tablespoon of this balsamic in here. This balsamic is gonna do two things. It's gonna give me kind of this, in Italian we say agrodolce, right? Sweet and sour, right? All at the same time, mixed with these tomatoes. I'm gonna get a spoon just like this, and I'm gonna give this one quick stir. This is the last time we're gonna see this here. And then, before I forget, I have to do one more thing. I want to give this just a nice turn of black pepper. If you're like me, my family's from Calabria, we like really spicy food, right? If you like a little spice here, don't be afraid to put a couple pinches, maybe a couple tablespoons of kosher red pepper. I'm not your boss, right? But if you like that sort of thing, that's amazing. Listen, let's see. This pan is cooled a little bit, but you'll notice that we did our job right. Look at the flavors that are coming together. Look at the textures that are coming together. Ethan, check this out. I'm gonna come inside here and I'm gonna give just a drizzle of olive oil on top. From here, I'm going right back into my oven. When I'm in the oven, we're gonna start actually making our pizza now. I had my dough sitting kind of next to the oven, because next to the oven, what's happening is that I'm allowing these dough balls to proof. The dough ball proofing inside over here is gonna give me more of these air. You ready to see this? Ethan, check this out. This is the money shot right here. Look at those dough babies. If you guys watched me make this dough in the video on the channel, you saw they started out really small, and now these are beautiful pockets of air. Your job is to go ahead and keep all this air in here. I'm gonna use some of this double ground semolina flour, very fine. We call this semola di macinata. I'm gonna come and cut straight down like this, and anywhere that the dough is touching another dough ball, I'm gonna cut it on its seam. So this way, when I pull it out of the box, I can get it out as close to the shape as it was in the box. And I promise you guys, try it and use this method. It'll work just like this. Now, I don't need this here anymore. I'm gonna put this to the side. My process to stretch this dough now, I want to put a little bit more semolina. Normally we don't want a lot of flour, but in this case, we're creating something that's more of a bread. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this from the edges and kind of pull it a little bit. You see the elasticity that's in here? I have one little bubble right here. I'm going to pop that. That one little exit point kind of deflated all the middle where it was like really sloppy. And now with the pads of my fingers, I'm going to start on one end and I'm going to come all the way to the next. Once I get to the end, you can see all these dimples I've made. I'm going to grab it from one end, flip it to the other side, and do the same thing all the way across. What's next? What's next is that my dough is stretched, my soppressata is ready, I've got all my other ingredients ready to go. Let's check my tomato sauce, which is boiling away. Ethan, you ready? Yeah. I'm coming out, baby. Let's go. I'm going to stop the oven. I'm going to give it one last rotation, and you'll be able to see what I was telling you about that charred tomato sauce. Now, guys, this is going to go fast, right? I'm going to pull this out really gently. CJ, you want to see this again? I'm getting emotional over here. Are you kidding me? Look at this. Smell that? Oh, yeah. Forget about it. Now, let me come to the table. I've got my gorgeous dough. I'm gonna grab a spoon, I'm gonna check my oven, make sure we're spinning over here. This looks good. Just for reference, I've got this infrared thermometer. Let's check our stone temperature right now. My stone right now in the center is 675 degrees. This is pretty hot. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna adjust my bottom burner, okay? Because this oven has a second burner, if it runs too long, we're gonna end up scorching the bottom of this pizza. Now, I'm gonna take some of these tomatoes and we're gonna cook this pizza actually 2 times. I'm gonna put these cherry tomatoes around. Anywhere you see a little pocket or one of those dimples, I wanna try to get a cherry tomato. But we're not gonna sauce this as a pizza yet because I want to start to bake this. I'm gonna pull it out one more time and I'm gonna bake it again with all the ingredients. This 2-step baking process is gonna give you this gorgeous crispy texture. And I don't know about you guys, but if I'm making a pizza, especially at home, I wanna have a nice, really crispy pizza. This dough, I would say that if you had come to my house, this would be enough for me. I don't know if you're planning to share this with your family, but if you are, you might have to make a few of these. I'm gonna take my pizza peel. I'm gonna come right underneath my dough. You can see that right now, this is sticking a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take just a little bit of flour, like this. I'm gonna move this to the side, and I'm gonna come actually with this on top of the flour, which will allow me to release this into the oven really beautifully. I'm gonna come underneath now, and if you put a little bit extra flour, the reason why this has these holes is to allow all the flour to come back. My floor of my oven, I'm gonna stop spinning. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna launch this directly into the center of the oven and then slowly pull back. And as I'm pulling back, you see that stretch? It's elongating. I'm gonna start the oven, let it keep spinning. I'm gonna give this one more rotation, I'm gonna pull it out, and now we're ready to top the pizza and finish it. Guys, we literally have like 3 more minutes and we're done. You watch me do this from start to finish. If you don't think you can do this yourself, call me up, I'll come over, I'll help you, I promise, all right? Not for nothing. All right, now my pizza is gonna stop. I'm gonna stop the rotation of my oven. Here we go. Look at this. Look at all those air bubbles. Look at all those pockets. Look at how light and crispy this is. From here, I'm gonna take just a little bit more of this sauce because now I've got 2 different tomato flavors on here. This pizza, if you were to go anywhere in Italy, you might hear this referred to as a pizza alla diavola. The diavola, right? Diavola with an A, feminine, because sometimes they say the female devil is worse than the male, right? I've got some smoked provolone over here. I'm gonna give this a beautiful grating of this smoked provolone, which is gonna give us the flavor like we bake this in a wood oven. I'm gonna take some of those strips, those julienne matchsticks. You understand now why I put these matchsticks? We can get better coverage all over the place. I'm gonna put these on top just like this. I've got this fior di latte, which is fresh cow's milk mozzarella. I don't need a lot of this, guys. I'm gonna take a little like this. I'm gonna make a few of these strips. And this is gonna kind of help keep everything flowing. I'm gonna make just little cubes. See that? From here, I'm gonna take this around and I'm gonna spot this around just like this. And this is gonna give me that really creamy look. Everything that I need on here right now is on this. I'm gonna go one more time really gently. You'll see now you can't mess this up because the crust is already set. I'm gonna go back. I wanna try to aim exactly for the spot that I was just in on the oven. I'm gonna turn my burner up a little bit here on the top because the bottom of this pizza is already set. I don't need any more bottom heat. I want the pizza to cook on top. I'm gonna stop this oven. I'm gonna come right now, right underneath, right here. That fresh mozzarella just got to the point where it started to get nice and soft. On top of here, I promised you some spice. What I have is some chopped Calabrian chili peppers. These are like little spicy cherry bombs, right? And all I want to do is I'm going to take a little bit of this oil, some of this Calabrian chili oil, scatter it just like this, and then these little Calabrian chilies, I'm just going to scatter them so that whoever takes a bite right there is all of a sudden going to get this little surprise kiss of heat. I love this so much. Finally, once this is on, I'm going to show you right now, we're going to put just a little bit of oregano. Small little steps like this make a big difference. This is Parmigiano Reggiano. Don't cheat. If you can find real Reggiano, buy it. It's worth its weight in gold. I'm gonna give this right now, just this little snow shower of Parmigiano Reggiano, and then I'm gonna cut it for you. I know I said a lot here, and I told you a lot of information, but the one thing that's clear is you saw it's not very difficult to put together. You can do this at home. Go on our page and find all these beautiful recipes and lots of tips and tricks and see how easy it is for yourself. Guys, I waited long enough. I gotta try this thing. I'm Chef Leo. Ciao, amici.